channel. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Spring and I'm married to my high school sweetheart and we have 8 children. Yes, 8 children. And so I'd like to go ahead and just tell you about our story and how we began as a family. So when I was a freshman in high school, I moved, well, me and my family, my mom, dad, and sister, we moved to the town that I was originally going to school at. We moved to a smaller farming town where my grandparents lived, and so we stayed with them for a little bit. And then my husband, he's from California, and his dad bought the farm right next to my grandparents' farm, and so, you know, they boy next door. And so anyway, that's how we met. But I used to love to roller skate, and this memory just in particular sticks out every single time someone asks how me and my husband met. But I used to love to roller skate, and I would roller skate up and down the driveway at my grandparents' house. And my husband, you know, his dad bought the farm next to my grandparents, so he was learning how to drive the tractor. And so one particular afternoon I was roller skating on the driveway and I hear my grandma shout, and she's like, "Spring, get in the house." She's like, "That boy doesn't even know what he's doing. He's on the tractor and he's just driving back and forth to see you, and he's dirtying all my clean laundry that she had hanging out on the clothesline." So my grandma, you know, she was around my grandpa, so she knew what it looked like to be a good tractor or drive the tractors well. So anyway, she loved him. She just absolutely loved my husband. So yeah, we actually met that way, you know, just getting to know each other, riding the same school bus and whatnot. And while we were dating, of course, it was like close to the holidays, so I had my husband over at the time as my boyfriend, and we were all having our Thanksgiving dinner, and he's just sitting there on the couch and he's like, "Wow, like I really love this." He's like, "I want to have a big family like this." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So yeah, lo and behold, now here we are with 8 children, and we surpassed my grandma and grandpa by 1 kid because they had 7. So let me see here. Hope, our oldest, I had her when I was 19, my husband was 21, and then our second daughter, I had her when I was 20, and they are 14 months apart. And then about 2.5 years later, we had our third, which is he was a boy, he's a son. So our third, fourth, and fifth, they're all 3 boys. So our older 2 were girls. 2 girls are 14 months apart, and then the age difference between our second and third is about 2.5 years. And then our third, fourth, and fifth, they're all 3 boys, and they're all about 14 months apart. Yeah, very busy, very busy. And then between our 5th and our 6th, they're about 2 years apart as well. And then our 6th is a girl. She is a tough cookie, but she's right in between the boys, the older boys and the younger boys. And then our 6th, 7th, and 8th, they are about 14 months apart as well. So yes, in a span of between when I was 19 and 29, we had all our kids. So our oldest right now is 24 and our youngest is 14. It's been awesome. Like, yeah, there was definitely some challenging times, but our kids are so close. Like, they are just, it's awesome. Like, I love them. I wouldn't trade a thing for any of the good times, the chaos, and whatever. So our older 2 daughters, our oldest, she's married, and she's married to an awesome young man. We have an awesome son-in-law, and they have actually made us grandparents. So that's awesome. Like, it is the best. My mom told me, she's like, when you become a grandma, when you become grandparents, she's like, it is like a love like no other. And that is absolutely the truth. Like, it's amazing. And so yeah, we're grandparents, and they don't live close by, but they are close in heart. Our second oldest daughter, excuse me, she She doesn't live at home, you know, she's starting her family on her own, and she doesn't live very far away from us, but she does work a lot. She's young, you know, starting her life and whatnot, so we do see her, you know, occasionally during the week or on the weekends, so that's always fun. And then our oldest son, he's 20, and so we still have 6 children living at home right now, and of course, you know, they're our older two, 2019. They are, you know, just starting their I guess not, I mean, they're going to school, but it's like a trade, so they work like as apprentices in an electrician field, so it's really great, you know, so they're always very busy working as well. And then our 18-year-old, well, he should be graduating this year. Poor guy, I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll have to do something for him, along with all the rest of us parents who have high schoolers who should be graduating this year. So yeah, he's our 18-year-old, and then we have another one, he's in high school, and then our daughter's in high school, but she's homeschooled, like and our 14-year-old, he is in middle school, and he should be going to high school next year. So alrighty here, so now I did have some questions here that some of my Instagram followers asked me, and if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me at Spring Soulful Home on Instagram, just to keep up with the in-between stuff, in between YouTube. So alright, so some of the questions I got asked are, what made you decide to homeschool your kids? Well, our first attempt at me homeschooling our kids was when our oldest, she was probably about 8 years old, I would say 3rd or 4th grade. So at that time I had 4 kids in school, and then our 5th, he was not in school, and then I was pregnant with our 6th daughter, with our 6th kid. And it was great, like the curriculum was amazing. I do have some very fond memories of homeschooling them, but it was like I took on too much at that time. Like I thought I was Miss Superwoman, I could get everything done, and yeah, I wasn't. So that was just my personal, you know, the way how I handled it. I mean, anyone who could homeschool 6 kids, hey, you know, that's what they can handle, and that's great. But mostly now as they got older, like we had homeschooled them, you know, and I think it's just more like we wanted to be more involved, you know, in the way we were raising our children. And we did learn that just because they had been in public school most of their life, like it was something difficult for them to do, you know, like a difficult transition. And we did try it a couple of times, you know, and they just learned better in a school setting. Now our daughter, who's a junior in high school, she did ask us, she's like, can I please be homeschooled? And that was what she wanted. We did ask her several times, but you're doing this activity, or you have this going on, are you sure this is what you want? And she was sure about it. So she has been homeschooled. One of, let's see, our freshman, he was actually recently asking if he can be homeschooled. Well, he got that granted. You know, he's gonna get homeschooled with everything going on right now. So, yeah, so, you know, it's just like basically you gotta see how your child is. I think if you start them young and they go into that, you know, like they're used to that, then I think that would be great. And this is just my opinion, you know, so anyway, that's what made us homeschool. And again, you know, it's just every child is different, so you just got to see how your kids are and how they handle working from home. So let me see here. The other question is, one of my kids asked me this one, and she asked me, who is your favorite child? So my answer remains the same. As always, I have no favorite child. I love them all the same. That's the truth, by the way. And the other question is on hair care. So one of my favorite hair care products that like I actually use as a product to care for my hair is Ren Pure. It's a leave-in conditioner, and I love the coconut and vitamin E one. It's a yellow bottle. When I get out of the shower, you know, after I wash my hair, I just spray it in all of my hair, comb it through, and it does have like of course it's a leave-in treatment, so I don't add heat to it. My hair has a natural wave to it, so if I want it to be a little bit more wavy, then I'll go ahead and like add some mousse just so it looks a little more kind of like beach waves. So that's what I use. Like as far as like hairspray or shampoo and conditioner, I use Dove, and that's pretty much it. Depending on like heat, I definitely always curl my hair on Sundays for church. Maybe, you know, Wednesdays, if I'm leaving the house or a special occasion, or I just feel like combing my hair nicely, then I will curl it, but at least once a week I curl it. I don't use a hair dryer. That's like super rare. I haven't dyed my hair. I am wanting to, because as I'm getting older, I got all these gray hairs coming out, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with that. We'll see what I do. So that's what I use for my hair care. And then the other thing, I do use a wide tooth comb. Like, it is a very rare thing that I'll use a brush. I just have read that it's not good for your hair to use a brush, especially when it's wet. So I've been using a wide tooth comb for quite some time now. I also got the other question of what is my favorite movie. I have like a lot of favorite movies, but to keep it funny, I will say Nacho Libre, and I'm definitely wearing a lot of recreational clothes these days. All right, and then there was another question. What is your spirit animal? So I don't really have one, but if I did, I'd say an eagle. And decorating. So for decorating, I love it. Like, I love to decorate. I think I've decorated with almost anything. I haven't done like modern or any like artsy. I have never decorated that, but I decorated farmhouse before it was cool. So yeah. But anyway, I think decorating, it has to be like an expression of the things that you really love. And I remember reading that, and so that's what I try to always keep it as. One of the things, like maybe you like browns or blacks or maroons or golds or silvers, you know. So I would always just keep that in mind. Me in particular, I've always loved whites and neutrals and like lighter grains of wood and glass and gold. Like, those are my favorite things that I like to decorate with. Like if I go into a store, I will, let's just say like Ross or Marshall's, and I'm browsing and I know like that I am gonna go shopping, and I will maybe pick things that catch my eye, and then before I pay, I take a look at my basket and I'm like, all right, let me take a look. Let me see if this is like all cohesive and it's not just things based upon my mood that day, because we do pick out things based upon our mood. And I'll just be like, okay, where am I gonna put this? Will it go along with all my other decor? So I kind of do that, and you know, maybe keep a few colors that are maybe neutrals that say like for different seasons. You could add in like reds or greens or yellows. Like me personally, I love white, I love neutrals. One of the main colors that I'm starting to incorporate, because I've been thinking about this, I'm like, what is a main color that I want? Something that will go with, that I can add in other colors that will go nicely, so I don't have to keep switching out. And I've added navy blue because I've always loved the nautical decor. We live in a desert, we don't live near a beach, but I love that decor. And because I also love lemons and I love like blush pink, that color, it's not like a neutral, but it is something that definitely goes well with other colors. So I would keep that in mind. And then look on Pinterest, you know, for like different decorating styles. I like to do that, even if it's not my particular style. I do like to just look at the way people style a bookshelf or a table, or or like just the way they decorate, and I just add in my own style because I like the way something looks. So those would be my decorating tips. Just make it a personal, you know, what you love in your home. It should be an expression of what you love. And then the last question is, what kind of videos will you be posting? Good question. So I will be posting videos about, of course, mom life, lifestyle, cooking and baking, as well as DIYs. I absolutely love it. I have so many DIY projects that I've done around my home that I just repurpose, you know, because I mean, we have a big family, and I don't know, I get a lot of satisfaction out of making something or sewing something or repainting something to my personal style. So that is the content that you can definitely look forward to, and I can just hardly wait. Like, I'm super excited. I wanted to do this for so long because I love my friends, I love the community of mothers, and just being able to share like our everyday lifestyle and just to be an inspiration to someone else. That is the whole reason why I started this YouTube channel, and I'm super excited, and I'm really grateful for you all following me. Be sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification